Hey guys, Erin here with Southern Girl Exotics. Welcome back to my channel. So this weekend I have a show. I am going to be doing the Repticon Columbia, South Carolina show. I love the show. Not only do I do amazing in sales at this show, it's also local, so I have the opportunity to meet a lot of local hobbyists and breeders, and I always get my repeat customers, as well as I get to see all the kids that got their first gecko from me. I love following up with them, seeing how their reptile keeping experience has been so far, as well as how the animals are doing that I've sold to them. So it's a really fun show. So I figured for this video I would just take you guys along with me, the pack up process, what I have to do to prep, as well as some of the highlights from the show, and hopefully I can get a couple of my favorite breeder friends to jump on and just say hello while I'm there. If you're in the area, please come. Hopefully I'll see you there. I love talking geckos and just shooting the shoots, and catching up and all that good stuff. So if you like the video, like and subscribe, and otherwise maybe I will see you at the show. Thanks for watching, guys.
Right, so I always start with a checklist. This has come in super handy for me to not forget anything. This was an overnight show. I brought clothes, always bring a ton of stickers. The kids love the stickers. Of course, their parents don't now that I started charging for them, of course, but it is what it is. All the little knickknacks, decor, on to checking the displays, making sure I'm taking the best ones that I have. I am obsessed with these displays. That green acrylic on the bottom glows, so it looks like there's actually lights built into it, and there's not. I get so many compliments. Does have a couple little scratches on it, but it is what it is. You can't really see them once the animals are in there and they're all cleaned up and nice. This is the lengthiest part of the process of getting ready for a show. Picking out what animals I want to take. I have to label all of them. I have to figure out the prices for all of them. I always make sure that each animal is labeled with their parents' initials so I know who produced them, as well as a birth date, and then if any of them are sexed, whether that's male, female, pores, or no pores visible. Um, I did want to show off this little guy that I brought. He was one of my favorites. I actually priced him high because I didn't really want to sell him, but I brought him just in case somebody wanted to pay. Other than that, we're going to move on to the isopods. I only breed about 12 or 15 species of isopods. I actually really like the super colorful cheap ones. It's funny to me that the most colorful ones tend to be the cheaper ones, like Gestroy and zebras and clowns, white potion. Those are all a few. There's Panda Kings right here that I'm packing, but these are such fun little hobby to have. I love isopods. I wish I could afford the bigger ones, but I get too disappointed if they don't survive, and that seems to be the how it works out. The more I spend, the less likely they survive. Here we are packing everybody up, and now we're on the road. I've got my little babies all packed snug as a bug in their bin, ready to hit the show, and then I've got my tiny human baby back there fast asleep, keeping an eye on the snakes. Obviously not. She's sleeping with them. But it was a long ride. She was sleepy. I get it. I would have napped too. Here she is being my helper. Now, we only got there and had about 45 minutes left, so we didn't really have time to set everything up. So we just kind of got everybody out of their cups and in the display so that they can move around for the night, not be stuck in little tiny cups. And we will come back in the morning and clean everything up, get it labeled, get ready for the show to start. Here we are next morning. Got to wipe everything down, clean out any poo-poos, get everything nicely labeled with all the information that was on the cups. Again, I love these displays. They're so pretty. You can kind of see in the top where it looks like they are lit up, but I'm obsessed with these displays. Everything's a rush in the first morning of the first day. It's just, yeah, it's crazy in there. This is the final result. I am always really happy with my table. I put a lot of pride and time into it. Here is some of the babies I brought with me, just doing a little show off for a minute. Brought some lily light whites. I think all of my gargs actually sold, so I was really happy about that. Nobody picked up that boy, which I'm surprised because he's stunning. There's my show off again that I showed off earlier. And now let's take a look at the show. This is Ben at Rolly Boy's table. I absolutely adore Ben. He is my reptile bestie. We are even really good friends outside of the reptile world, but he's always got a wonderful setup and he just brings the fire when it comes to snakes, isopods. His rolly dirt is absolutely amazing if you're doing bioactive or just doing isopods. He's got it all, man. And I was lucky enough to get set up next to Turtle Man Dan, who brought all the turtles and torts. My favorite. I love tortoises. I love turtles. So I was super stoked to be set up next to these cute little babies all weekend. This is a really cool feature at the show where you can go in and actually hold different size snakes, get some pictures, and then we'll take a look at all the other vendors. I tried to fit in a little bit of everything, so we've definitely got plenty of snakes, plenty of crested geckos. Endless Scales always has a beautiful display, and you can really tell that they take pride in how they set everything up because their snakes are in great condition, their setup is in good condition, their displays are in good condition. So it just reflects well on all of us when people take pride in how they set it up. This table always has like an assortment of everything. I mean, I don't even know how they house all these animals. Blackburn Exotics, I really adore Zach. That is one of the owners of Blackburn Exotics. They always, again, they have beautiful displays. They take a lot of pride in how they set everything up, and they have beautiful animals. Crested geckos, they are killing it with some of their fire crested geckos. This was Sure Thing Exotics, I believe. I don't know if I caught a glimpse of their name, but they usually bring like the things like white-lined geckos, Urodactys, all those fun things. And then, of course, the torts. Look at how small they are. They're so cute. Savannah, white throat. Yep. There's the Savannah. And then more snakes. I'm not a huge snake person, but I know a lot of you guys love snakes, and there's so many beautiful ones. AHP Exotics, I actually got to meet them at a little after party, and it was tons of fun meeting all the breeders I haven't met before. Collared lizards, I actually have them in my logo because I used to breed them, and I absolutely love collared lizards. And of course, I had to fit in the arachnids for all you arachnid heads that love the buggy bugs. Again, not something I'm super into, but I get the appeal. One, they're super easy to keep, they don't take up a lot of space, and there was some absolutely beautiful ones at this show. And then what Columbia, South Carolina is really known for is it is a hot show. People love coming here to see the venomous. I enjoy seeing the venomous. Again, I'm not a snake person, so for me, it's kind of a thrill to be this close to venomous animals. This little snaky was letting us know he wasn't happy. But there was some beautiful animals at this show. I hate seeing animals piled up like this. I'm not a fan of that at all. Fire skinks. I like fire skinks. But yes, things like this, I just don't like seeing all these animals packed in. But I get it's a show. I understand we can't have 40 gallons on the table with these animals, so a lot of people just use the 10 gallons. But yeah. These two iguanas were pretty packed in, pretty tight in this thing, but they were beautiful. And then some more venomous. This little cobra was nice and hooded, so I tried to get it. You know, the glare sucks, so it's really hard to show you how beautiful these snakes are without having that glare kind of mess it up. More venomous. Oh, I love the beaded and the Gila monsters, Gila monsters, however we're saying it. I think these guys are beautiful, beautiful animals. Super interesting too. Little puff adder, you can see him actually puffing. He stopped as soon as I put the camera over top of him, but he was puffing beforehand. I was hoping to catch that on video. Just a lot of beautiful, beautiful snakes on the table this weekend. Look at the little babies. Little babies are always the cutest. Soul Snatcher Reptiles, that was one of the venomous breeders there, but they really had some really cute merch. I really liked their little cups here, tumblers. This was the only chameleon breeder that was there, so of course I had to get a video of what he was packing because I love chameleons from a distance. I don't like keeping them. I don't really care to hold them, but they are beautiful animals. They definitely deserve a place in the hobby, but they are, in my opinion, for advanced keepers, and they're one of many animals I don't think should be sold to just anybody. The majority of chameleons actually die within the first year. With newer keepers. So I hate that they just kind of get sold to just anybody and they die so quickly. These were little plated lizards, just something different that we don't typically see at the show. This is LNS Reptiles, or she might be exotics, but this is Lisa's table. Lisa is just one of the sweetest ladies I know, but she has been in the industry for a very, very long time, breeding leopard geckos. Her crested geckos were incredible. A lot of darks, which I'm really into the darks right now. This is Gecko Overload. Most of y'all know who Gecko Overload is, but they had some amazing little cresties on their table. Very nice people, too. Super sweet people. Moving on back to arachnids, there actually was a ton of arachnids and buggies and centipedes and all that fun stuff that a lot of you guys like. Sorry, the glare here just sucks, so you're not able to see as clearly as what it looked at, but things like this, these little pink ones and these blue ones, they were incredible. And then I saw, I think you call them bird eaters in person. That's the first time I had really paid attention to see one, and oh my God, it was huge. Really, really creepy. And this is just the start of the show. Everybody's piling in. This show was not as good for actual buyers, but it was a very packed show. We did get a lot of traffic. People just weren't buying. Reptile Passions always has a ton of animals, lots of imports. Um, and you know how that goes. You can have beautiful ones and you can have sickly looking ones, but majority of the time he has some really good looking animals. These guys are really, really cool right here. The little, whatever they're called, fish, something fish, Egyptian sandfish, that's it. But these guys are really, really cool. I don't know, this kind of looked dead, just the way he was hanging there. I guess he, wasn't too bad when you looked at him, but from a, I don't know, walking up on him, he didn't look very good. This little monitor looks so sad. I always think monitors are just too smart to have to be on display at shows. They're way too smart. They look miserable. Matamatas. Oh my God, I love matamatas. I am hoping one day to have the space to build something outside and be able to efficiently heat it for our winters so I can have one. And of course, my yellowfoots, redfoots. I love my tortoises. Little Russian. And this was a giant olive python. This thing was massive. Very cool snake. More arachnids. Look at these pinkies. I just love them. Fire legs, I guess it said. I love the pink ones. That might be one of them bird eaters. Goliath bird eater. That's what they're called. Oh my God, they were so big. Quite impressive. Quite impressive, and not something I would want to have crawling on me or have to handle or have to worry about feeding every day. So kudos to all of you reptile keepers with big balls that keep arachnids, because I couldn't, that's for sure. Feigning beetles, I love those things. They're so pretty. Another table that just had an abundance of animals. I don't have any idea how they keep this quantity of animals, and I'm sure they have tons more at home. I have no idea how people keep collections this big because this is just insane. But they did have some reasonably priced animals on their table, gargs. And here they are just playing with snakes. More snakes. Oh, and my tortoises, little cherry heads. Lots of leopard geckos. Classic Jurassic actually has some really nice animals on his table, and he has quite the assortment. We actually got a Venus flytrap from him a couple years ago. Maybe it was last year. I kind of love that thing. And then Gecko Junkie, of course, they bring the fire, and it's very reasonable price right now with the way the market is. But Tristan brought that fire. I didn't buy anything, even though I wanted to. Beautiful animals.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, this is a great show, so I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to share some of its highlights. That way, if you've never been and you're in the area, now you know that this is definitely a show you probably want to come to. It is just a lot of fun, and it's got a lot of great breeders in it. But again, I just wanted to thank everybody for watching. Remember, like and subscribe if you did like what you watched. If you want to comment, we'd love to hear from you. Other than that, y'all have an amazing day, and I'll see you for the next video. Thanks, everyone.